Welcome back to our channel Aman Codes. In previous episode, we have discussed about bool typecasting. In today's episode, we are going to discuss about complex typecasting and also STR typecasting. So let's see. Here, complex of is used for converting one possible type of values into complex type of values. So this point says that one type of possible values can be converted into complex type. So let's see syntax. Variable name is equals to complex of, you can declare here int value, float value, bool value, str value. The one possible value represents these type of values. So the first conversion is int type of value into complex type of value, which is going to be possible. Now I'm opening Python command prompt. So now I'm trying to convert the int value into complex value, right? So let's see. I'm declaring a is equals to one integer value as 45. I'm trying to print the value and its type. Print of a comma type of a. Sorry. Print of a comma type of a. See here, the value is 45. It comes under int class, right? So now I'm trying to convert this int class into complex class of that value into value. Now I'm trying to print the value of b also and its type. So see here, this integer value has converted as 45 plus 0z and it comes under complex type. So next one is float value into complex value, which is also going to be possible. So see here, so now I'm declaring a value is equals to 9.89. I declare this is a float, right? So now I'm trying to print the value of a and its type. See here, the value of a is this and it comes under float type. No, I'm trying to do typecast. I'm converting that a value into complex value. So see, I'm trying to print the complex value and its type. See, actually, why it converted this into value into complex value in like this manner means complex data type has the combination of real part and imaginary part, right? So the combination of real part and imaginary part is known as complex value. So I have entered int value as 45. The complex data type will consider this 45 into real part. So real part may be integer value or a float value which does not consist of imaginary j, which does not consist of imaginary j, that all values are comes under the real part. So that is the reason it has converted into two complex like this way. 45 real part plus, so nothing imaginary part. So 0 imaginary part. So that is the reason it has mentioned 45 plus 0 j. So now let's see this how the float value has converted into complex value. So no, I said right, complex value is combination of real part and imaginary part, right? Real part and imaginary part. So this real part, so there is no mandatory, the real must and should be an integer. No, it can be also a float. It can be also a float. The real part can be integer in previous example. For this example, the real part can be float also. So that is the reason it has converted that 9.89 into complex value 9.89 plus 0 z. So next point is bool type values into complex type values. So I declared a bool value called true and trying to print the value and its type. I'm trying to typecast that value into complex and I'm trying to print the b value and its type. See here, it has converted this true bool value into complex value. See here, complex is a combination of real and imaginary. So real part, in previous examples, real part consists of int value. So real part consists of float value. So real part can also consist of bool value also. Why means we have two type of bool values. One is true, another is false. Internally, true is treated as one internally false is treated as 0. So 1 and 0 can also comes under integer, right? So already this integer part we have declared in previous example. So integer can be a real part. So that is the reason the bool value true has converted into complex value called 1 plus 0 z. So next conversion is str type values into complex type values. We are trying to convert the string type values into complex type values. In that, we are converting str into first one. So I'm going to clear the screen and I'm converting directly. See here, b is equals to complex of, I'm going to mention here str int. So this value is known as str int. Y means integer value enclosed within the double quotes is known as str int. Now I'm trying to convert this value into complex value. I'm trying to print the value of b and its type. See here. It has converted this str int value into complex value. So 234 str int has converted into complex by means. So there is no alphabet in this string. So then the PVM directly convert this str int to complex value. Str bool value into complex value. So now I'm trying to convert the str bool value. So str bool value is, this is one of the str bool value example false. I'm declaring within the brackets, right? So see here, it throws an value error. Why? Because in previous example, what I said, str int, the PVM checks it consists any alphabets, only integers. Then it is only consists of integers. Then it converts into complex. So now in this example, str bool, so this false comes under str, right? Str means collection of characters, right? According to the PVM, collection of alphabets which is enclosed within the double quotes is considered as str. So that is the reason it can't convert this str bool into complex. Str complex into complex type. I declare a complex value called 7 minus 9j. Now I'm converting this str complex into complex type. I'm trying to print the value. See here, it converted this str complex into complex value. So whenever we are trying to convert an str complex to complex, the PVM checks it complex value format. Complex format means which consists of real part and imaginary part, right? So it will check an integers. In the place of real part, there is an integer or not. So it will check for float. There is a float or not. If in the place of these values any str is available, then it can't converts. So after checking this real part format and place imaginary part format in the place of j, if I entered I means, then it is going to throw an error. A plus bj format it trying to check. So if the data is available in string like this format, then it is easily convert that str complex into complex. So in the place of j, I declared a, then it is not going to be accept. In the place of j, I declared I, then it is also not going to happen. Only if there is j, then it is going to be happen. The conversion of str complex to complex. So that is the reason it has converted that str complex into complex. So see here, one another example of this str complex. Now I'm trying to declare this str complex value as I. So this is not a complex value, right? I declared here instead of j, I have declared I. So what error it throws, we will see. Value error it throws. So the next point is conversion of pure str into complex type value. So come here. We are declaring one pure str called codes, right? Collection of alphabets which are enclosed within the double quotes is known as pure str. So it can't convert this pure str into complex type. So why? Because pure str means collection of characters, right? So this codes is a collection of characters which is not in the format of complex. So that is the reason it's not going to convert this pure str into complex value. So we have completed the concept of complex of typecasting. Now we are going to see str typecasting. So here str is used for converting one possible type of value into str type of value. Means we have int value, float value, bool value, complex value, right? So we can convert this one possible type of value into str type of value. So let's see the syntax here. Variable name is equals to str of, we can declare int value, float value, bool value, and also complex value. So these type of values inside an str function, if we declare, then it is known as a typecasting of str. So in that we have four int type value into str type value. Now we are going to see that one. So now we are declaring an int type value. Let's see this one. I'm declaring int value as 67, which is an integer, right? Now I'm converting directly that 67 into str. See that it has converted into str. Now I'm trying to print the b value and its type. So see here, this b value has a value of 67, which comes under str. So this is an integer, but we have converted the 67 integer into str and kept the data into b variable, and we have printed the variable b and its type, so which is 67, and it comes under class str. Float type value into str type value. So here now I'm declaring an float type value which is 67.89. I declared like this float type value. So now I'm trying to print this b value and its type. See here, it has converted this into str type. So in previous episodes, we have declared like this, right? 1, 2, 3 integer within the double quotes means it is known as a str int, right? So when we are declaring this type of str int, then we can easily convert this integer into str int, right? So str means collection of alphabets, numerics, special symbols, which is enclosed within the double quotes or single quotes or triple single quotes or triple double quotes. So these are all known as string, right? So these values are easily converted into str type. Why? Because str is a collection of numerics also, right? So that is the reason it can convert that into str type. Str is a collection of numerics. The next point is converting the bool type value into str type value. I declared a bool type value called false, which is value of bool. Now I'm trying to convert that false into str type. See here, I'm trying to print the b value and its type. I have declared the bool value of false. So it convert that bool value of false into string false. Means it, see here, it comes under class strc. So if I directly declare the type of false, then it comes under bool class, right? So whenever I try to convert this type of value into str, so then it is converted into false of str type. So the next is conversion of complex type value into str type value. See here, now I am declaring a complex value 9 plus 8j. I declare like this. I trying to convert this complex value into str value. Then see what happens. It has converted, right? See, this is an complex value which has converted into str class. Same. If we print this type means, so type of this value, if I print this, it shows complex. So this value is complex. We have converted this value into str and kept that value into variable called b, and we have printed that b value and its type. So the value of b is this, and it comes under the class called str. We have discussed these 5 types of fundamental typecasting techniques. So we have 14 data types in Python. So we can convert that 14 data types into another data types, right? So these are about 5 data types. We have 14 data types. So 14 data types can also do this typecasting thing. I have explained this typecasting in order to understand the bytes and binary data type concept. That's it for today's video. I hope you all understand. Thank you so much for watching.